Hello, beautiful kindred souls, and welcome to my spiritual oasis, here weary souls come to find inner wisdom and peace. Today we are doing a yes or no reading with the tarot and crystal oracle messages as clarifying information. I always like to preface the yes or no readings with the fact that they're meant to be affirming messages, affirming what your intuition and discernment already know is the truth. These are not meant to dictate your life or make decisions for you. They're meant to be supporting and affirming messages for you. So we have 6 groups prepared for you today. Before we get into the groups, I would like to invite you to subscribe to my YouTube channel if we're not already connected here on YouTube. Click like as well if something in the message resonates with you. If you're interested in your own personal reading, whether that be a yes or no reading or in another type of reading, you can connect with me on Etsy. All the available readings will be through my Etsy shop, and the link will be in the description below. All right, so let's get into our groups. So the 6 groups that we have available for you goes as such. Group 1, Group 2, Group 3, Group 4, Group 5, and Group 6. So pause the video at this time if you need a moment to meditate, to take some deep breaths in order to determine which group has your message in it. Remember, if something does not resonate, maybe another group has your message in it, or another video might have a message in it for you. So keep an open mind and an open heart and only take what resonates with you. So take this moment, pause the video now if you need a moment. Otherwise, we're going to get right into the readings. Hello, group number 1, and welcome to your yes or no reading. So we're going to go ahead and flip over your guiding energy. The answer to your yes or no question is a no. Spirit is saying limit your commitments. All right, let's flip over. So we have Tiger's Eye as well as the King of Wands. Ooh, okay. So the King of Wands could represent a person with a fire sign or strong fire sign placements in their birth chart. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus in Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. The King of Wands could also represent energy that you are meant to take on and project out into the world in order to accomplish whatever you're after. So basically, the no to this reading is to adding any other things to your plate right now. Because there is a message here about maybe needing to process through some of your own emotions or overcoming the first and initial energy that I received was you're potentially in a leadership position, or maybe you just got into this leadership position, or maybe leadership fell into your lap, or you just got a promotion or started a new job or something like that. And it feels like there's some anxiety, there's some fear, there's maybe even some, anxiety around, feeling like you don't belong in that position, or like you're not qualified in that position. And the message that I'm getting right now is that there is some work that needs to be done inside of yourself in order to assuage those feelings of being inadequate. The Tiger's Eye energy really does talk about overcoming your fear, and it's connected to the the solar plexus chakra. And the solar plexus chakra is like our core energy of who we are. It's that first house, sort of Leo, creative, self-worth, self-esteem sort of energy. And our self-worth and value and self-esteem and self-respect and all of those different insert word here happens in that solar plexus chakra. And the message that I'm getting here from the King of Wands is that success lives in the assurity that you have in your own ability to make your life what you want it to be. If you believe and act upon the fact that you are a leader, that you are successful, that you are free, whatever that means to you, that you are financially stable, that you are safe, and that you should be respected, and that you should be whatever it is that you want in your life, then the universe is going to move for you. When that solar plexus energy is solid, you will attract and accept only what meets that expectation. So I'm just feeling like the message here is really about limiting any extraneous energies, commitments, because I feel like there needs to be a focus on your self and your purpose, your path. What are your gifts and your talents? Why are you here? What are you meant to create? And how is that meant to be projected into the world? That Wands energy, that fire energy is outwardly expressive, that divine masculine outwardly expressive energy that's about your, I guess, unique imprint on the world. And we all have a unique imprint that we are meant to leave this world with. We don't all attain it, we don't all tap into it or find it, but it's there. And I just feel like there's a strong message for you to lean into any fears that you have, especially around being inadequate or feeling like you don't belong at a table that you have a seat at. If you have a seat at that table, you belong there. If you want to be there, you belong there. And just a final message here is that this just kind of reminds me of like a crab shell, not a crab shell, a snail. Yeah, snails hop from shell to shell. We'll say that. No, not snail. Yeah, snails. Anyway, there's some sea creature who lives in shells to protect themselves. And they eventually grow out of their shells and they look for another shell. But they don't find a shell that fits them perfectly. They find a shell that's a little bit bigger that they can grow into. And I feel like that message is for you, that, if you got that promotion or you're going after that job or whatever, it's not meant to be comfortable. Growth doesn't happen in the space of comfort. It happens in a space of when you're uncomfortable. So that's like where your growth happens, because you expand into that space, and once that space is too tight, you move into another shell that's even bigger that you have to grow into. So that's what I feel right now for you is just being okay, being uncomfortable, especially if you moved up and on into another opportunity or another place in your life. If you are graduating or you recently graduated and now you're moving into the working world, like, yes, you're not supposed to feel comfortable yet there. You should be in a position where you can grow and you can learn and continuing to progress in that way. And that is what progress is, and that is what our Wands energy, our fire energy is all about, that progression, that expansive sort of passion-fueled energy. So beautiful, soul. These are the messages that I have channeled for you today. I certainly hope this was helpful for you. If it was, make sure to drop a comment down below. Let me know what resonated. Click like and subscribe to my YouTube channel if we're not already connected here on YouTube. If you're interested in your own personal reading, whether that be a yes or no reading or other type of reading, connect with me on Etsy, link in the description below. I will see you in an upcoming reading, my love. Bye-bye. Hello, group number 2, and welcome to your yes or no reading. Well, the answer to your yes or no question is a no. Straight up, no chaser. Let's go ahead and see what message we have for you. So we have the 6 of Rings. That's our earth energy, as well as lapis lazuli. All right. So our 6 of Rings, 6 energy in tarot in general is about like reciprocal energy. So sometimes you're on the giving end, sometimes you're on the receiving end, and we're specifically talking about rings energy, which is that earth energy. So often talking about like monetary or like goods, monetary transactions sort of thing, wealth distribution or assistance, that sort of thing. So the 6 of Rings is really about generosity, and lapis lazuli is talking about making decisions. So some of you might be in a position where you are trying to decide whether or not to give or assist someone else. Okay, so the answer to that was the no. But I feel like with any of these, it's always important for you to look at your specific situation and to, use your own mind and powers of discernment to determine. I'm getting the message here that maybe some of you you're the type of person that would give the shirt off of your back to help a stranger. And you just have really kind, gentle energy. And sometimes people take advantage of that. So, if somebody knows that you're a generous person, and this is not to say you shouldn't be generous, is that you still have to be discerning. And I feel like the message here is, if giving that money, that resource, that time, whatever it is going to set you back, or like you will need that for something, or you might even know that you need it for something already, then it's really like not putting yourself into a precarious situation or setting yourself up in the future for not being able to handle your responsibilities in order to help someone else. To me, the idea of the 6 of Rings is that you have a surplus, you have an abundance, and therefore you are generous with your abundance. But if you are not at the space or place at this point in time in your life where you are abundant and you have excess beyond what you need today, tomorrow, next month, next year, then now is not the time to be generous with whatever that thing is that's not in abundance. So just kind of analyzing it a little bit. And I feel like it's also a message here for you that it's okay to say no. And I feel like, there were 24 other cards in this deck that say no in different ways, but you got straight up no with a period at the end. So I feel like the message here is also like you setting a boundary. It could be a boundary issue that somebody is violating your boundaries, or there might not be a boundary there. Maybe this person's always coming to you for money or coming to you for whatever the resource is. And maybe you have a hard time saying no to this person, or just in general to people. And I feel like the message here is it's okay to say no with a period and not have to have an excuse or an extra reason or any of these other things. You can just say no. You can set that boundary. You can make the decision to set that boundary and just keep it pushing. You know the type of person that you are in your heart space. I just have a feeling that you're a very generous person. It just feels like very open energy, very generous energy, kind of like light worker, very light, very soft energy. Maybe it's, again, hard to like put the foot down. So Spirit is saying it's okay to put the foot down. Boundaries are a good thing. They're a positive thing because it lets another person know what you will and will not accept. And what you will and will not accept is in accordance to your criteria. Like, you develop the criteria and then you set the boundary and then you hold the boundary so that you aren't miserable or upset or broke. You can't pay rent, you can't keep your lights on, yet you are helping somebody put gas in their car or something, whatever the situation is. So I feel like this message is for somebody, or somebody's needs to hear this. It's okay to say no, and it's okay to say no with a period. You don't have to over-explain yourself. It's your money, time, resource. It's yours. So if it's not gonna work out this time, it's okay to say no. It might be uncomfortable, especially at first. Setting boundaries is always uncomfortable. Because first of all, you have to set a boundary with somebody. That makes it uncomfortable immediately. And then you have to uphold those boundaries. So I feel like this message maybe got a little preachy, but probably because it's a triggering moment for me. I always love to help people and be generous, but sometimes you're not in a position to be able to be generous with whatever the resource is, and it's okay to say no and set boundaries with people so that you don't put yourself into a tricky situation. You have to keep your walls up and fortified before you can help somebody else with theirs. So, beautiful soul, these are the messages I've channeled for you today. I certainly hope this was helpful for you. If it was, make sure to drop a comment down below. Let me know it resonated. Click like and subscribe to my YouTube channel if we're not already connected here on YouTube. And if you are interested in your own personal reading, you can connect with me on Etsy. Link will be in the description. Thank you so much for your time and your energy. I will see you in an upcoming reading. Bye. Hello, group number 3, and welcome to your yes or no reading. The answer to your yes or no question is a yes. It says, without fail, are you neglecting something important? Is the question to ponder. Let's see your energy. We have Amazonites and the 3 of Wands. Oh, this is interesting. Okay. So the 3 of Wands, does talk about opportunity. It talks about development in general. I also feel like there's it's almost like a patience card a little bit to me as well. Patience with the development portion, like you might be in the process of doing something, but you don't yet either have the skills or have the connection or have whatever it is. Like, it's almost like you're working towards making or spanning the gap, but there's still a gap that you're actively working on or working towards. And I feel like that's also maybe what the opportunity point is about. But I do feel like with Amazonite, the key energy here being loosening your grip. And I feel like, this is really just encouraging you to allow spirit, allow the universe, allow energy outside of yourself, the energies and things that you cannot control, like let them move and sway and flow. And sometimes, like, I know when we get really excited about something, especially when it's it's an opportunity that we see it, we feel it, and we taste it. It's so close. But time needs to catch up with that knowing, with that intuitive knowing, before we actually make it to that place. And we have to loosen up our grip to allow all of these uncontrollable forces to work for us. Sometimes we try to control so much that we forget how it all works. And part of the how it all works is, yes, you have to do your part. You have to plow the fields and plant the seed and do all of that, water the seed and all that kind of stuff. But then there's a period of space where things are out of your control, but they're still working towards the goal. So I do feel like that is the message. And as far as like the yes or no portion of it, I feel like it's Spirit is asking you to kind of slow down a little bit and make sure that you are accounting for all of the balls that you're currently juggling, all of the different parts and pieces in your life that you can control, and making sure that you're not neglecting any of those important things. For some of you, I feel like this is very much so connected to maybe some sort of a job opportunity, maybe even something connected to your creative aspirations, maybe even linking up or connecting with some sort of monetary compensation. And I feel like there's an opportunity there, and it's close. This just reminds me of the incubation time. That's actually a really good term to use here. The incubation time from before I started teaching. So I teach at the college level as an adjunct professor for my day job, if you want to say. And, there was a period of time. I mean, I always knew that I wanted to teach, but there was a period of time where it was possible. Like, it was so close. I could see it and I could touch it and I could taste it, but it just wasn't quite in grasp. And literally, I just relaxed about it and focused on other things and made sure all of my other duties and responsibilities and all of that other stuff was in working order and organized, or whatever I had to do at the time. And then literally, I want to say maybe 6 months later, and obviously the time frame is arbitrary, it's specific to my situation, but the point is that a period of time passed that actually wasn't a very long period of time. I thought it was going to take a lot longer than it did when I finally relaxed. 6 to 8 months later, the opportunity was presented to me and I was like, what? It was awesome. So the point is loosen the grip up and allow things to work for you. Release that anxiety, release the need to control everything. If you've done your part, you've done your part. Let the other parts and pieces fall into place for you. Okay? So beautiful. So these are the messages I have channeled for you today. I certainly hope this was helpful for you. If it was, drop a comment down below. Let me know what resonated. Click like and subscribe to my YouTube channel if we're not already connected here on YouTube. If you are interested in your own personal reading, you can connect with me on my Etsy shop. All available readings will be listed on my Etsy shop, and I also post other items, spiritual related items. They're on my Etsy, so check that out if you are so moved to do so. The link is in the description. Thank you so much for your time and energy today, and I shall see you in an upcoming reading. Bye. Hello, group number 4, and welcome to your yes or no reading. So we're going to go ahead and flip over your guiding energy. The answer to your yes or no question is a no. It says another time might work. So we have a rose quartz as well as the 9 of Cups. All right. So the message that I'm actually receiving for you is we are not, if your question was around adding some additional thing into your life, Spirit is saying another time might work, because right now our focus is on opening up our heart space, on working on our confidence, working on our inner world, and getting ourselves to a place where we are satisfied with who we are on it's almost like a confidence and a balance and a harmony within ourselves. That is when we are most attractive to universal energies coming our way. So things that we're affirming, things that we want, things that we desire. When our heart is open and we are confident and sure and aligned in our path and our purpose, that is when blessings and our affirmations and all of that energy can flow into our heart space and fill our lives with abundance in all of these different areas of our life. So I feel like there's a really strong message for you to take some time to be with you, to figure out what you want, what direction your path goes. Work on things like self-worth and self-esteem and that solar plexus chakra energy. And really take into account, even if you feel like, you know what, I'm actually a pretty solid, person, or I'm a pretty confident person, I feel like Spirit is asking you to, take a moment and just look inside and ask yourself, are you truly living in your purpose? Are you truly on your path? Are there things that you're afraid of doing? Are you playing small? Are you, I just feel like there's kind of this abundance of questions to get you to really truly be content and satisfied with where you are right now. I feel like there's also a message around love. So if you came here and you're asking a message around love or what you should do with a relationship or something like that, which I definitely wouldn't base the answer to that solely on a yes or no, by the way. You know you best, you know the relationship and situation best, and you know if it's in the best interest of you and your heart, and if it's holding you back or if it's buoying you up and making you better. Any sort of relationship, romantic, platonic, familial, etc., should be an asset that is growing us and assisting us on our path and purpose and making us better and not holding us back or distracting us or any of these other sort of low vibrational energies. And of course, you know that best. But I feel like, okay, these feel very specific. So if you're coming out of a relationship potentially recently, or maybe you're thinking about getting back into the dating game, I feel like there's a message here to take that time that we talked about to make sure that your heart space is open, make sure that you are entering into this situation, into another relationship or a relationship in general, from a place of confidence, from a place of contentment with yourself, from a place of strong self-esteem and self-worth, and that you are not accepting anything below whatever your standard is. Whatever that standard is that's going to keep you and grow you, not accepting anything below that. I do feel like an open heart is important as well for those of you who are the type to maybe shut down I've done that in the past, and I think it's important to take a pause, to take a moment, but to make sure that you keep your heart open. So how do you keep your heart open without getting hurt yourself? Well, that's what discernment is all about. That's what discernment is there for. So discernment is a skill. It's a tool that everybody has access to. It might be more challenging for some people to develop it than others, but it's basically a screen. A screen where you are able to determine the intent of energy before you allow it into your space. It's a filter. So you are allowing high vibrational energies into your space, and you are rejecting low vibrational energy. But the whole time, you're keeping your heart open. And I feel like there are a number of things that go into that screen, which makes it stronger. And part of that is having that strong self-worth, valuing yourself, taking care of yourself on all the different levels, physical, mental, emotional, and not that, because when you are in a place of contentment and satisfaction with yourself, if someone else comes in hot and just comes in just burning things down, you will just not accept it, because you're like, you know what, I was in peace and harmony, following my path, completely satisfied with life. I'm not gonna allow you in here to mess up my flow. So having that self-value, self-respect, self-worth really puts you in a place where you're not willing to allow anything into your heart space that is going to be destructive. You're going to reject that energy. Okay. So I feel like right now we're focused on ourselves. We're making sure that we are coming from a place of strength in anything that we do, that we are aligned and we are at peace and harmonious and content and satisfied with who we are as individuals. We are 100% and we are whole before we are stepping into any sort of partnership or companionship situation. So beautiful, soul. These are the messages I have channeled for you today. I certainly hope this was helpful for you. If it was, make sure to drop a comment down below. Let me know what resonated with you. And click like and subscribe to my YouTube channel if we're not already connected here on YouTube. If you're interested in your own personal reading, you can connect with me on my Etsy shop. Link is in the description. Thank you so much for your time and energy today, and I will see you in an upcoming reading. Bye. Hello, Group 5, and welcome to your yes or no reading. The answer to your yes or no question is a yes. It says, fine. Is there better use of your time is the question. Let's look at your supporting energy. So we have Aragonite as well as the Dawn of Cups. So the Dawn energy is Page energy. And then we have release emotional baggage with the Aragonite. So I think it's really interesting that both of our supporting cards are talking about the emotive energy, Cups energy, as well as this releasing of emotional baggage. So part of me feels like you're in a place right now where you have an opportunity almost to start over emotionally. You could have recently gone through some sort of a breakup, whether it be with a romantic partner, a friend, something. But I feel like this is an opportunity for you to process through that emotional energy and release it. So we hold on to things when we don't allow it, when we don't feel it. Like when it comes to emotional energy, we try to stuff it down. We try to make it seem like it didn't affect us. Like, you go through a breakup and you're like, oh, F them, I'm going to blah, blah, blah. And I'm just going to move on and all this other stuff. It's like, it's okay to be hurt. It's okay to be sad. It's okay to mourn the relationship, because then you will actually get through the pain. It will be able to pass through rather than getting stuck in the cracks and the crevices that are holding on to that pain, because you're not releasing the pain. You're not releasing the energy. You're holding on to the energy. So I feel like there's a strong message here for you to release emotional baggage by feeling it, acknowledging it, labeling it, saying, you're here because of this, this, and this that happened, and I'm feeling you. It hurts. It's frustrating. I'm angry. Whatever the feelings are. And then you can let them flow through. So emotive energy, that's that cups energy. Cups is water, and water wants to flow. So the emotions, they want to flow. So allow them to flow. Allow them to move through you, so that energy can be replaced with new energy, renewing energy. So with the Dawn of Cups, we have this idea here of curiosity and discovery, especially in the realm of cups, which covers, yes, love, but it also covers creativity, it covers spirituality, it covers so many things that are connected to that cups energy. So there is a message here for you to be explorative. Keep your mind and heart open to opportunities and, you know, to new relationships and to your spirituality, your spiritual walk. I mean, there could be a strong message here for you to lean a little bit into your spiritual walk. Spend more time being creative. What are your talents in life? What are your gifts? Like, let's dig into some of those things and explore what those energies might be. So as a quick little tip or hint, if you have access to your birth chart, or if you charted your birth chart, take a look at your 5th house. What sign is the ruler of your 5th house? Where is your sun sign in your chart? Looking at those different connections will help you figure out what your creative talents might be. You know, are there any planets in your 5th house, or aspecting your 5th house, or aspecting planets in your 5th house? That might give you a hint on what your gifts and talents might be, where your creativity might manifest in your life. So yeah, being a little curious, doing some discovering, seeking and searching for the truth of you. And I always feel like that's a really good place to start, especially if you've come out of a emotionally stressed out or distressed situation, is to like pause and like look inward. I also personally like analyzing my relationships as well, to see what worked. Like, what did you enjoy about the relationship? What was a complete trash fire about the relationship? What did you like about yourself in the relationship? And what did you not like about yourself in the relationship? So sometimes it's easy to like put all of the onus on the other individual when we don't see that we often act different when we're interacting with different energy. So taking account of all of that stuff too, so that we create knowledge out of that analysis. That analysis creates knowledge. Otherwise, we're going to continue to repeat the same cycles, and that's how people end up dating the same type of people that they don't get along well with. Okay? So, yeah, I feel like now is the time for exploration and curiosity, for feeling and releasing emotions, whether they be recent or whether they be, maybe it's been a long time coming for you to release this. Maybe you've been harboring some emotional baggage inside of you for a long time, and now is the time to release that and start anew. The dawn, right? The dawn talks about a new day, a brand new day. Each day is a brand new opportunity to find, to discover, to invoke that creative and curious side to ourselves. So, beautiful soul, these are the messages I've channeled for you today. I hope this was helpful for you. If it was, make sure to drop a comment down below. Let me know it resonated. Click a like and subscribe to my YouTube channel if we're not already connected here on YouTube. If you're interested in your own personal reading, you can connect with me on my Etsy shop. The link will be in the description bar below. So thank you so much for your time and energy, and I shall see you in an upcoming reading. Bye. Hello, group number 6, and welcome to your yes or no reading. The answer to your yes or no question is a no. You cannot. Not able to at this time. Okay. So let's see what supporting energy. Ooh. Okay, so we have Azurite as well as Temperance energy present. Okay, so immediately the message that I felt here was, if your question had anything to do with adding anything additional to your plate right now, the answer is you cannot. You're just not able to at this time. The Temperance card is really resonating with me right now about this idea of balance, finding equilibrium, and being moderate. Moderation is one of the key messages in Temperance. I also feel like I'm getting a message like rest. That keeps coming, that keeps whispering, rest. Like, if you are going at 100 miles an hour and you're not taking time out to rejuvenate your energy stores, I feel like there's a message here that is very strong about prioritizing your health, your wellness, mental, physical, spiritual, etc., and making sure that you are entering into each day from a place of that you are well and whole. That doesn't mean that you're always going to be in a good mood. It's talking about the health and the welfare of all of the different parts and pieces that make you up. So making sure that you are whole and well spiritually, emotionally, that you have a strong self-maintenance routine, and you're spending time doing self-care. So what's the difference, right? Well, self-maintenance is, when you maintain your car, for example, you are making sure the oil is changed and the tires are, not bald, they're rotated, and, your car is clean. I mean, you set the standard for what your maintenance is. Some people have a very, very low standard of what their maintenance is for their physical and mental and emotional well-being. But I'm encouraging you to up the game on that, because the higher you make your self-maintenance, then the higher your self-care will end up being. Like, some people's self-care should be their self-maintenance. I was there too. I'm not picking on you. I'm just saying sometimes we focus so much on work, and we focus so much on, family and friends and school and all of these different things, and we end up being like butt last and everything. And I feel like there's a really strong message here, if this is resonating with you, that prioritizing your wellness, that's not just what you eat, though it does include that, right? It does include what you eat, your physical movement, whatever that looks like to you, whether that's hitting the gym or joining some sort of a class or dancing or running or jogging or walking or biking or however that manifests in your life, but doing something where you're getting up, moving your body. If you don't use it, you'll lose it, my grandma said, and a lot of people have said. But I feel like there's a strong message here around being focused on taking care of yourself, focusing on your wellness, your well-being, and not feeling obligated to put your energy, time, resources, and sacrificing the time, energy, and resources that you need to be spending on you and keeping yourself in tip-top shape. And I feel like the underlying message here with the not able to at this time is basically saying you might be able to in the future, but just right now we need to make sure that we are well. We need to make sure our well is filled, that our bodies are taken care of, our minds are taken care of, that our emotional state is taken care of, our spiritual state. Like all of those different parts and pieces that make us up, when we are whole and balanced and in equilibrium with ourselves and the world around us, that feels like it's the focus right now. And you know, with Temperance being a major arcana card in tarot, it feels like a big deal. So if you've been putting it off, if you keep saying next month, next week, tomorrow, today, even if it all you're doing today is, you know, setting up what you're going to do for tomorrow. The point is to be intentional and to take a step. Taking a first step sometimes is the hardest step to take. And once you kind of get the momentum and you get going, the next step will be easier and easier and easier. And then one last thought on this is working towards something in order to turn it into a part of your routine. So for example, and some of you might be like, really? Brushing my teeth twice a day was something that I started doing very consistently. I've done it now for years, but it took me a minute to get to that point. And it's like, I would at least brush my teeth once a day, but you know, making it a habit, now it is, I cannot even think about going to bed without brushing my teeth. Like it's not right. It doesn't feel right, you know. So I absolutely have to do that. But it took a while to get into the habit, to make that into a habit. And something else I recently adapted, and I encourage anybody to do this, is to budget your time. Sounds kind of weird because I feel like we've all heard budget your money. You know, when you are trying to lose weight or maybe just be a better person when it comes to what you eat and your health, you know, that's all a diet is often, is budgeting your food. You're budgeting your food. If you feel like the days get away from you and you're unproductive or you feel like you don't have a lot of time, I would encourage you to create a budget for the week, for time. Every day, like do it for a week, but every day, budget out your time. Block it out. Be like, I'm going to bed at 10 p.m., waking up at 6. I'm going to, you know, from 6 to 6:30, I'm going to say my affirmations. From 6:30 to 7 o'clock, I am going to exercise. I'm going to shower. I'm going to eat. Then I'm going to work for 4 hours. Just block out your week. And I bet you, because this is what I discovered, and I feel like this happens a lot too with budgeting money, is that you find out that you are quite frivolous with your time, that there are a lot of moments where you catch yourself scrolling on Instagram or watching back-to-back YouTube videos or whatever it ends up being. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't do those things that you shouldn't scroll on Instagram, you shouldn't do YouTube, but it's all about balance, right? That's what temperance is all about. It's about moderating and being in balance. And so what I would do, block that. It's a budget, right? You're creating the budget, whether it's money or time or whatever it is, you're creating it, you're developing it. So you can block out time that is for scrolling Instagram or watching back-to-back episodes of something or whatever. But be intentional, I feel like, is the message. Be intentional, be focused on that intentionality and being intentional about your life and putting your wellness in front of these other random things. Because, outside of just burning time, I feel like some of us also will just kind of cram things in because we feel like we can, instead of asking whether or not we should. And I feel like maybe there's been an overabundance of this since a lot of us are working from home and we're able to engage in things virtually, that's still time and energy, and I would just encourage you to be more selective. And it's okay to say no. You cannot. And you don't have to give an elaborate reason to anybody, but no is a complete sentence. There is a period after the word. And don't be afraid to do that, especially if you need more time to allocate towards your own health and wellness. Yes. Okay. So I feel like I talked a lot, and I hope it didn't get too preachy. Very passionate about this topic because I'm triggered, and and I too fall into that trap because I always want to help people out and all this other kind of stuff. So anyways, in Hoodly Do, protect your energy, balance, moderation, and equilibrium is the focus for you, my love. These are the messages I have channeled for you today. I certainly hope this was helpful for you. If it was, make sure to drop a comment down below. Let me know what resonated. Click like and subscribe to my YouTube channel if we're not already connected here on YouTube. If you are interested in your own personal reading, whether that be a yes or no reading or another type of reading, you can connect with me through my Etsy shop. I also curate all sorts of other content there, and I'm always adding new content to my Etsy shop to help you on your spiritual and life journey. So thank you so much for your time and energy today, and I shall see you in an upcoming reading. Bye.